All right, it is 4 o'clock, so we will start our session with Jim Ng. Jim is a former past district director, which in Toastmasters is the highest office you can have with inside a district. Jim is the immediate past, so he just served last year, and I was lucky that I got to serve with Jim. His sessions today is building confidence, and I can tell you if there's any person that I know that has confidence, it is Jim. He is definitely an expert in this, and he is great at being able to project himself and be able to have that energy in front of a crowd. So I'm excited to hear Jim's session today. I look forward to being part of it, and I hope you all do too. If you want to have a question for Jim, please make sure you put all your questions in the chat, and we will have Jim answer those questions when he has a chance to answer them. And with that, help me welcome Jim Ng.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jim. How many of you have ever been in that position? Your self-confidence is a little bit low. You're asked to give a presentation, but you're not prepared, or you're not sure you're going to do well. How about going on a job interview? Do you feel that you're confident that you'll get the job? Well, if you're here today in the confidence building session, you're at the right place. Confidence is not just about helping you get a job, because today's workshops was all about impact, education, and career fair. Yes, we want to focus on helping you achieve whatever goal and whatever job aspect that you're trying to look for. But I want to say confidence transcends beyond the job circle or environment. It can help you with your personal life and family life as well. So our objectives for today is for you to be able to walk away to have some ideas about building confidence and building self-esteem. Also, I want you to be able to learn how to overcome the fear of rejections, and also learn how to become more social and speak with confidence in any setting to make a good first impression to make you shine. All right. My name is, you can call me Toastmaster Jim. First, what I want to make sure that we're all on the same playing level. What is confidence? We want to make sure that we truly understand that. Confidence is a term that we use to describe how we feel about our ability to perform roles, functions, and tasks, which is different than self-esteem. Self-esteem is how we feel about ourselves, the way we look, the way we think, whether or not we feel worthy or valued. Again, remember, confidence is feelings, all right? Now, I want you to, if you want to share through the chat, what are you first, let's talk about what you feel that you're not confident about. What are you not confident? Is it giving a presentation, or you haven't been able to get that job? You've gone through multiple job interviews. Why don't you just, if you want to think about it or jot it down, because I want you to understand so that we can see what you're not feeling good about, okay? Now, think about that. Now turn it around, and I want you to think about what you're good about, what you feel confident that you can perform. Is it playing an instrument? Is it being able to swim a mile? I want you to think about that, okay? Now, when we have low self-confidence, why is that? Okay, it can stem from when we were a child. Perhaps your parents was always criticizing you. You're not doing a good job. You didn't clean your room. You didn't do this. You didn't do your homework. That negative feedback can create low confidence. And so I want to, let's go back. Yeah, this is it. And just so that all of you are aware, I have reverted to using this approach than using PowerPoint because I have a feeling that sometimes we may encounter technology issues. And so therefore, you have something visible that you can see. I hope that you can see. If you can't see it, please let the moderators know. But it's from experience. So when we talk about low confidence, I talk about criticism. It's a normal reaction to become defensive when we hear criticism. But through Toastmasters, we don't use that word in our vocabulary. We use feedback, evaluations to help boost the person. Also, fear of the unknown. When I was asked to participate today to give a session on confidence building, I'm going, wow, this is a great topic. But I have no idea. This is a new platform. We're not using Zoom. We've been using Zoom. Whatever platform you're using, you may have had some difficulties getting on board as well. But just be aware that the fear of the unknown, not knowing, can cause some low confidence. Also, yes.
Can I get you to kind of bring it just slightly forward? We've just a couple of people can't read the bottom few points.
Is that closer?
That's better.
Okay, very good. Also, when we talked about being unhappy with our personal appearance. Now, I know this is difficult to accept, but in reality, people judge us or have an initial impression of what they see of us. And so if I wore today a t-shirt and worn torn jeans, well, of course you can't see my jeans, but I've got ripped up jeans and, now it may make you feel comfortable being in a t-shirt and blue jeans, but what does it appear to others? And so, or I didn't shave today, or, so again, your personal appearance makes a big difference in confidence. If you feel good about yourself and whatever you're wearing, it will project outwards and other people will see and feel the confidence in you. Also, another reason for having low confidence is feeling unprepared. It's the feeling. Well, just be aware that no matter how hard we practice and try, we all want to do well, okay? But there will be times that we will encounter technical issues or whatever it may be. So it makes you feel like, oh, I'm not prepared. And so you're not confident. Remember, confidence can come and go at different degrees. I woke up this morning, I felt confident. I've been through every session. I've sat through every session this morning from 9 a.m. And remember, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I've already been attending all these sessions for about 6 hours, 7 hours, but my confidence level could have dropped since this morning. Also, another reason for low confidence is poor time management. You may not have spent enough time, whatever it may be. So I want you to be aware of that. Also, lack of knowledge. Well, have you heard of the fact that knowledge is power? Knowledge is good. Whatever it may be, it's whether reading or watching videos, any self-improvement will help you expand your knowledge. And also previous failures. I'll share an example. I was out changing the oil in the car. Well, I made a mistake and all the oil dripped down into the driveway and my pan wasn't positioned correctly. So all this oil just dripped out. And then you feel that that was a failure. And so you might say, well, I may not be able to work on my car next time. Okay. And so I want you to think about what causes low confidence. Next, ways to improve confidence. These are just a few. And before we get to this, I know that we can watch as many self-help videos, we can read as many books as we can about self-help, how to build confidence. But from my experience, it's about doing it. One of my members in Toastmasters, for those who don't know, who are not Toastmasters, I am an ambassador to Toastmasters. I truly believe, as David said in the introduction, I've been a Toastmaster for 14 years. And when I was asked to give this session today, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. And the more you do that, the more confidence you will gain. Okay? So when we talk about planning and preparation, here's an example. You're going on a job interview. You're excited, you're ecstatic, you got called. Now, pre-COVID, you would actually go to meet the employer to get an interview. Today, I would think that everything's all virtual. They would like to see you, pre-interview you virtually, and then they'll most likely call you in for a real in-person interview. So when we talk about planning and preparation, you want to make sure you know where the office is, where you're applying for. So that's what we're talking about. It's being prepared, what you're going to wear, how you're going to get there, what time is your interview, and be there an hour early to ensure that you don't get lost or in any type of traffic. When we talk about improving confidence, it's about also the learning, the knowledge, and training. You want to do your preparation of what types of questions that they could ask you, and be prepared, and then practice that at home, how to respond to the different various types of questions. Also, be positive. Having a positive attitude is so critical. You want to believe that you're going to get this job. And I wanted to share one of my members. She told me that Toastmasters has helped her develop and improve her impromptu speaking skills, which is job interviewing skills. She could ace every job interview, and that's great. And I'm going to be pushing Toastmasters because that's a great place for all of us, whether we're Toastmasters or not, and think about joining Toastmasters. There was another example I wanted to share. There was a gentleman that came to one of my Toastmasters clubs, and he said to me, "Hey, Jim, I get job interviews all the time, but I never get the job offer." There's a difference between getting job interviews, but not getting the job offer is totally different. And so I said to him, why don't you just join Toastmasters and practice impromptu speaking? And that will build your confidence. So when you go for the job interview, you'll get it. Well, one day he came to me and he said, "Jim, I've got good news and bad news for you." Well, I said, "Well, what's the good news?" He said, "I got the job offer." After 3 months in Toastmasters, he finally got the job offer. That is so important. I was so excited and ecstatic for him. He said to me, "Well, the bad news is I have to leave Arizona to go to California for my job." And I said, "Well, that's great. That's not bad news," because he felt that he was leaving the Toastmasters club. And I said to him, "No, Toastmasters has met your objectives. Your objective for joining Toastmasters is to get the job offer." And so I want to share that with you. It's so important. Also, talking to others and following their lead. You need to surround yourself with positive and enthusiastic minded people. For example, today, we have all these people joining us from all over the world for self-improvement. And whether it be leadership, whether it's about creating dynamic teams, because there were so many sessions. There was one on virtual job interviewing. It's so good to learn all these new skills and gain all these new information. Put that into a toolbox, and that'll be your toolbox and all the little tools to help you. Experience. What does that mean? It means you've tried and failed, whether it's failure and you tried again. And so it's the experience. So like I said to you about the oil changing experience. Well, I learned next time to lay cardboard down on below the driveway underneath the car and ensure that the drip pan was large enough to capture all the oil. So again, it's all about experience. Now, I would like to do some exercises with you. Exercises. Now, hopefully you could see. One is never stop learning. When I say that, what does that come to your mind? What do you think about? Reading, watching YouTube videos, any type of self-help. Pre-COVID, attend any type of seminars, sessions, conferences, workshops. The more you attend these different various events, the more you learn. For example, today, I started at 9 a.m. I attended every hour. I attended every session. And the most important thing is that you should look at is we learn not just from watching and learning, but we learn from doing. So I was able to watch and learn from all of our other volunteer Toastmasters. We have so many wonderful speakers, wonderful. And we can't be all of them. What you do is you watch each speaker and you say, well, I like that attribute. Take that and add it to your toolbox and practice. Now, the most important thing is practice. Now, I'd like to share another story. My company had sent several employees to a public speaking seminar. And the company spent thousands of dollars to send all these employees on how to communicate better. And you spend all day from 8 to 5 listening to the presenter and doing workshops and exercises. No matter how many sessions, they're all wonderful. But what I learned is someone in the audience said to the instructor, I learned so much today, but where can I go practice what I learned? Do you know what the facilitator said? The facilitator said, go join a Toastmasters club. And that's where you're going to practice what you learned. Now, for those who don't know Toastmasters, I hope you will then go to the Toastmasters website because, like I said, I am a true Toastmasters ambassador. I truly believe it has helped me. For those who are aware, I also belong to another Toastmasters club called Cosmopolitan Toastmasters. It's primarily for members where English is not their native language. And so I encourage people where English is not their native language. It doesn't matter if you speak in a broken English. It's important that you show and exude confidence and passion in whatever your message is. And for those who weren't aware, English is my second language, and I've been taking a lot of speaking classes when I was growing up. And also, Toastmasters has helped me maintain and keep my communication skills sharp. There's a difference of those who join Toastmasters and then leave after several years, and ask why those who have stayed in Toastmasters for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years in Toastmasters. And so, never stop learning. I'd like to talk about building social confidence. Some of you say, well, I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. That's why I'm here today. I want to learn a few tips on how to build confidence. Well, you know, communication is not just speaking verbally. It's about smiling, making eye contact, and saying hello. So here's an example. Go to the grocery store. And if you're shy, you'll meet a lot of people there. I know, we have to add some humor. Take your grocery cart and find something that you're interested in looking at, whether it's fruits and apples. Talk to the person next to you. Say, oh, how do I know what's the best watermelon? That's a good one. If you ask me, I would say pick up the watermelon, you tap on it, and you feel it, and it's solid, and it doesn't look busted, then you know it's a good watermelon. But make an attempt to reach out and talk to people. I know COVID, we have to be careful, but wear your mask. I know, maintain a social distance. So it's all different now, but make an attempt to talk to people. That's the only way you're going to build social confidence. Also, I know about practicing being uncomfortable. Are you afraid of rejections? Here's an example. For you young folks out there that are worried about rejection, all you have to do is constantly put yourself out there and get rejected. Here's a good one. I'm going to share this with you. When I was a teenager, I wanted to go and I asked all these girls in high school. Well, every one of them rejected me. If I said, oh, would you like to go out for some ice cream? No, I'm not interested. Well, you know what? You keep trying and you keep trying. You get rejected. Yes, but you know, sitting at home, being depressed and saying, why can't I get a date? Or why won't somebody be my friend? It doesn't matter. You keep trying and you keep trying. Don't give up, because the more you get that rejection, you've built up an immunity. Improve your style. What does that mean? Well, again, it's about your image. Well, and I had said this earlier. I know it's really it makes me cringe. I don't judge people by their appearances, but I know other people would judge how I look. And so for today, if I, like I said, wore a t-shirt and torn jeans, what would you say? Think of your previous successes. Our mind, our brain can switch back and forth. So right now, think of a moment, like I said, of a moment that you failed, whatever it may be. Think of something that made you sad, depressed. I'm depressed. I'm sitting at home. Think about that. That is consuming your mind. Your mind is now consumed by this depression, negative thoughts. Now, switch, change, and think of something positive. What are you most proud of? What have you accomplished? Did you get that job? Did you get that promotion? Did you get into a new relationship? You're happy. This person is so wonderful. Okay? Do you have that in your head? It's that feeling. It's the feeling of positivity that has now filled your mind and pushed all that negativity and negative thoughts out. And now you'll feel better. Now, I want to have a final takeaway. It's a simple one, and it's so funny. Can you see app, APP, APP? Most of us, when we hear the word app, we think of a software that goes on our cell phone. You download an app, APP. Remember this, APP. The most important is having an attitude. Change your attitude, because where I'm getting at is your attitude is so important. I like to use the word attitude for gratitude. Always be thankful for what you have. Always remember that there will always be someone out there that have more than you, but there will always be people who have less than you and they're less fortunate than you. So always think of an attitude of gratitude, thankful. Be thankful that you're alive. Be thankful that you have a mind, that you have the ability to change and to accomplish whatever it is. That feeling is so important. Again, now positive, when we talk about positivity, we're talking about having a positive attitude. And remember, when we fill our minds with positive things, here, every morning, you should get up and have a positive thing to say. Today, I am going to have a wonderful, great day. I am going to accomplish whatever my tasks are. So if you say that every day, you will have more confidence in yourself. The example I wanted to share with you was every morning, like I said, I say to my wife, I'm going off to work. I'm going to have a great day. And you never know if, I know this is sad sometimes, but what if I get into an accident and I never make it home. So you always want to have a positive attitude, thinking that I'm going to come home and spend it with my lovely wife. Now, P is practice. Like I told you about practice. In Toastmasters it's a great, safe environment for all of us to practice the skills of public speaking, communication, leadership. There is no failure. So I ask all of you for a call of action. For those who are not Toastmasters, go visit and join a Toastmasters club. I know that due to COVID, it's different because it's all virtual, but it's still good. You need to put yourself out there in an uncomfortable situation. You don't know these people, they're all strangers, but you know what? The more you expose yourself to other people and outside your comfort zone, you'll gain confidence. You'll feel good that you're able to accomplish certain tasks. So the other tip I talk about is having a to-do list. Now, I write down everything. I have a list, and then whatever I get done, I cross it off, and I can visually see it. I have a spot notebook, and these are the things. For example, I am going to clean the pool. I am going to wash the car. Take baby steps. I've heard of a former Toastmaster share it's called Operation Baby Steps. Take baby steps. Take little tasks that you can accomplish. By doing so, you will have that feeling that, wow, I did it. And also, volunteer. Whether it's walking the dog, find whatever your heart, your passion, your hobby that you're interested in doing, and then go out and volunteer. So like, for example, today, all of our facilitators came today to volunteer to share some words of wisdom. And my objective at the very last session, I was so ecstatic, just so you know, that when I found out that my session was the last session, I was excited because you got the opportunity to listen to all the other sessions and all the other speakers, but now you have to pull it all together. And this is the confidence building session where now take what you've learned, take all the notes and put them into action. Practice, do it, do it. I'd like all of you to shout out loud. I know we can't hear you, but I want you to say, you can hear me. I can do it. I can do it. How does that feel? How does it make your body feel that you can do it? I can do it. Try it. Please say it. Nobody can hear you. I can do it. All right. I can hear you. But just because you can say, I can do it, will you do it? Now say, I will do it. I will do it. There's a difference between I can do it and I will do it, because you can say, I'm gonna do it. But how do we know? You need that affirmation inside that you will take action. This is the new year, 2021. Many of us don't believe in, what's the word? Resolutions. Well, make it a goal and say, I am going to do this. I thank all of you that signed up and stayed for this particular session at the very end. Again, the takeaway for you today is app. And I know almost 99% of you have a cell phone. And there's an app you can download. It's called Jim's app. Attitude, positivity, and practice app. You can't forget that. And remember that. It's all about changing your attitude, having a positive one, and practice, practice, practice. All right. At this time, I'd like to hear from you. What did you want to get out of this session today?
We had lots of chatter in the chat while you were talking, Jim. Everyone was really inspired. Does anyone have any questions for Jim? David wants the Jim app.
David wants the Jim app. Okay.
What have we got? Andrew said, I want to deal better with the fear of the job rejection.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a great question, Andrew. Just so you know, job rejection, don't think that you're the only person. I can tell you that I lost my job many years ago. It was a massive layoff, a company we laid off over 300 people. So I was part of that massive layoff. And at that time, the company was nice enough to offer, they call it career placement services. I like that word, career placement services. And it's about, going to an outplacement, a company where you can use their services to help you find jobs and also help you with your job interviews and help you with your resume. But you know what got me through that? So just so you know, I can still remember this. It was December 7th. You know how I remember? It was the morning I went to work. December 7th is also known as Pearl Harbor Day. And that's when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. It was terrible. It was a terrible feeling to be let go. I got to work, and they just walked these couple hundred people out the door and said, they basically locked you out. They wouldn't let you back, into your computer, back into your room. So that was December. It took me 5 months to find another job. What got me going was, now remember, this is pre-COVID. I took advantage of the career placement service. And the most important thing is I still got up every morning the same time. Even though I didn't have a job, I got dressed up, I carried my briefcase, and I went out to the job placement. Now, today, it may not be a job placement center. You could go to the library, but of course now due to COVID, we can't even go to the library. Where can we go? Well, you need to get up and out. And so that's what I did. Every morning, my wife made my lunch. I know this sounds crazy, but that's what I did. I wanted to get up every day, every morning, and actually I spent only half a day. I was just out of the house for 4 hours trying to find jobs and finding different leads and making phone calls. You can't give up. It's all about, again, it's the rejections. Yes, I got many calls that I never got called back, or my resumes were never responded. But it's all about getting out and trying. Also, what I did was I drove around to all the corporate centers. I went into the lobbies. I looked at the directory to see what companies are there. And you have to, it's a lot of work, but it's better than sitting at home. And I jotted down all the names of the companies. Then I would go and do my research about those companies, and then possibly go find out if they're hiring. Walk in and say, is there an HR department? I know today it's different, but you can't give up, Andrew. You can't give up on the fear of job rejection. The more you get rejected, you just build immunity. Just like I said, don't give up. Keep doing it and keep trying. Wonderful question. Any other questions, Amanda?
Excellent. Thank you. Andrew said, awesome to hear, Jim. I'm currently on the hunt for a new full-time job, looking both in person and online. So he's doing the work and he knows that one day he'll get there. Thanks, Andrew. We have Leslie asked, how can I learn to be confident in myself?
Okay. Leslie, that's a great question. Confidence, building self-confidence. Remember I said about taking baby steps? Well, first you got to say to yourself, you have to say to yourself, well, what tasks do I want to be more confident? When you say self-confident, are you talking about at home, whether it's your family, social life, self-confident? So when we talk about that, it's about accomplishing little tasks at home. And so my wife is really happy and excited that, all right, Jim, did you take care of cleaning the pool? Did you wash the car? So you think about it, they're very minute, they're small, they may not mean anything. Washing the car, waxing the car. I know we can find some other chore. How about cleaning or organizing the house? Having little tasks, feeling that a sense of accomplishment. That's all it is. And then the most important is getting the feedback from whether it's your spouse or your partner. Hey, you did a great job. Feedback is so important. That's the other thing I wanted to share about feedback. We can grow and build our self-confidence by thanking others. If someone does something nice for you, thank them. How difficult is it for us to say thank you? Remember I said about the attitude of gratitude? If somebody opens and holds the door for you at a department store, thank them. They will feel better. It's about feeling good about yourself, doing something good, volunteering, and that will build your self-confidence. I hope that can help.
Leslie added a bit more. She said, better communication, saying what I need to say to have other people to understand.
Okay, communication. All right, that's a wonderful question. In one of my Toastmasters club, like I said, it's predominantly where English is not their native language. So they all speak, whether it's in broken English, but to me, I motivate them. And so when someone, for example, let's just say if it's your accent, they may not understand. What you have to do is try again, maybe speak slower, but ask questions and say, what part did you not understand me? And maybe they can then rephrase their question. So when you say better communication, with other people to understand. So yes, I would say rephrase what you're saying, maybe speak it slower, because for those listening to foreign speakers is a wonderful practice, if you want to call it. I grew up where my parents spoke broken English. They don't even speak English, but I speak broken English. It's so funny. No, I speak broken Chinese. See, you got me all confused now. I now speak in broken Chinese. So half of my sentences are in English and half of them are in Chinese. But they understand. So again, try to rephrase what you're saying. And if they don't understand, ask a question. What part did you not understand? I hope that helped, Leslie.
Thank you, Jim. And I also noticed that we are at time, and Leslie did say thank you as well. We have now gone 5 minutes over time. Oops. I thought there were 50-minute sessions. Yours was down.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. But Andrew said thank you, Jim and Amanda. Jim, that was a wonderful presentation. I love hearing you speak. I'm new to this district, so it's a pleasure to hear from you. And I know everyone, the chat was literally, I hope you get a chance to read the chat before you exit, Jim,
Okay.
because everyone was going crazy, chatting away while you were talking. So you were definitely having lots of ideas.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope all of you have a wonderful day or evening.